Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? How are you doing today on this amazing Tuesday? If you are listening live, we are on live right now on radiocrystalusa.com. So all you need to do is just go over there and click and listen while you drive, while you cook, while you do homework, whatever it is that you're doing that makes your life run. So aquí estamos en Houston, Texas, en vivo. We're on Facebook. So make sure that you follow, friend, like us, share us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. We are everywhere. En la Super Comadre Claudia show, thank you so much, Liliana Elizondo, my amazing Super Comadre who runs this world called RadioCrystalUSA.com. And I'm so blessed and honored to be part of this amazing team. So I'm super excited because there's a couple of things I want to share. Also, we have amazing new Super Comadres that are going to be part of the Super Comadre Circle. And but I want to start off with what's happening with La Super Comadre Claudia. So I'm going to start off with a quote. I've been working on motivating myself because, as you know, I've dealt with a few anxiety attacks, and I've been transparent about, post-COVID anxiety issues or attacks that I've had. I've been doing really good. The therapy, the practices that I'm learning, the tips, understanding what is it that makes me go to that place or my body, because sometimes I don't even know that that's happening. But I wanted to start something called Motivational Mondays. So I'm putting quotes, and it's for me. But if it helps anyone else, hey, why not share the love? So the quote that I put out today was by Rumi. And I think I'm saying it right. Probably not. I don't know. But it's the light enters through the wound, or the wound is where the light enters. And we all walk around sometimes with some wounds that need a lot of healing. And I know I'm embracing that too. That I am in healing process. But one of the things that I want to share is this: if you have a need, if you have someone out there that you feel that needs some support, reach out to them. And you yourself, if you need it, reach out to someone in the professional, world, doctors, therapists, whatever. Or maybe sometimes you just need a comadre to sit next to you and just kind of listen, or someone that you can lean on. So whatever it is that you need to do it. Take care of you. We've all been through this crazy pandemic time where we've been away at times from our friends, family, coworkers, and now we're all coming back in. So that's an adjustment too. Whether you are working at home, going back to the buildings, to the offices, or your kids are full blown in school, again, where all our kids are back in session into the buildings. And also living with that idea that we're living with COVID and finding ways to continue living in this new normal, and embracing everything that's come with it. So the wound is where the light enters. So let that light enter, but also share with those that you feel that you can share with, that you do have a wound, that you do have a need. And yeah, and I'm holding on to that. I'm holding on to also that other people around me might be walking around with something, and giving them grace. And then and so I'm trying. So we're all trying, but this is one of the things that brings me so much joy. I love and I look forward to having new people coming on. I am just like the day before, I'm like making the promos, even 5 minutes before, ahead of time. I'm making promos, I'm connecting people, because it's all about connecting, because you never know who might need a resource, a connection, a support, una mano, porque hay alguien que quizás necesita algo, un apoyo, una ayuda, un recurso, y por eso estamos aquí en la radio de RadioCristalUSA.com. So where is my super comadre Liliana? Where are you and how are you?
Hey, comadre, pues aquí. I'm right here behind the scenes.
Woo! Yes, always making it happen.
Making it possible. Well, I'm so happy to see you growing, green and growing, as we say. Yeah, I have a group of teachers, and we say we're green and growing. Every day we learn something from someone,
Yes.
even younger than us. So we learn from everyone.
Yes,
Good things
yes.
and bad things too.
And I just want to say de mi corazón, de corazón, un pésame muy grande, saludos, besos, abrazos a tu familia, que falleció tu abuelita, que en paz descanse. And you shared a little bit about who this woman is. I'm not going to talk about her in the past. Let's talk about her in the present. who she is, and what she means to your family. So thank you for sharing that
She
with me.
she she is the root of our family, and
Yes.
we were so blessed to have her for so many years. She was 96, apparently 96, and then we discovered that she got her birth certificate 2 years after she was born, so she was 98.
Wow. ¿Y
So yeah,
cómo se llama el nombre de tu abuelita?
we called her Motis.
Moti.
Motis. Yeah.
Oh,
So our lovely Motis is not here physically, but she's in our mind and spirit, and in our thoughts everywhere
yes.
we go now.
Yes. Pues que viva siempre la abuelita Motis.
Sí, sí.
Para siempre, porque it's in your kids, it's in you, it's in the work you do,
Mhm.
and you know, and it reminds me of my grandfather. You always remind me of my grandfather, and so those roots are very strong.
Yeah,
And
and with my sister and well, my sister, my daughter, and my other sister, we were reading about cells and how
yes,
we how can you say it? Our grandma, we carry our grandma's cells.
mm-hmm.
So it's so very
I
wow.
know.
It made us
Fuera de este mundo, porque
yeah,
nunca se acaba. O
yeah.
sea, ella siempre va a seguir adelante, va a seguir
Always gonna be us.
en
Yeah, she's going
ti.
to be in us. Uh-huh.
Sí, en tu hija, o sea, esa persona nunca se va a ir de este planeta porque siempre vamos a llevar algo de ellos en
Exactly.
las células, ¿verdad?
Las células.
Y
Ajá.
luego sale en el talento, sale como uno habla, sale en cosas que uno hace, ¿verdad? Y que
La
recuerda y que
memoria,
hace.
en la memoria celular, ahí está,
Yes,
ahí
yes.
está.
Bueno, pues que en paz descanse, pero aquí seguir adelante como era ella. So,
Así es.
I'm super excited to be here with you again. I miss you. Hopefully we can be in person again soon.
I know, I know. I'm excited. I'm working on a new studio, and
Nice.
I'm gonna tell you about it later this month.
Nice. I cannot wait. So but in the meantime, I have some amazing sponsors and I want to bring on one of the amazing sponsors that has been sponsoring locations. So we had a location last week. We have a new one today, and he is an amazing photographer or artista that does all of my photography work. Oh, there's a picture of me back there. And by the way,
And
and
his logo on the screen.
yes, and so he's been on the show, and last time, that one time he was on the show was in April of before pandemic. There's now BPC, no PP, no BP, before pandemic, BP. And I remember he was talking about how his ideas, his goals was to have a studio. Well, guess
Yeah,
where
he
we're
was in our
sitting?
studio in Pasadena.
That's right. So I want to bring on our sponsor for today's show, none other than Chris Pignor, hashtag Nor Picture of the Day.
I'll see you back tomorrow. I'll see you back in a few minutes, comadre, right
Yes.
before the show ends.
All right. So this is our
Right here.
sponsor for today. He is the amazing Chris Pignon. So Chris Pignon, Nor hashtag.
Hashtag Chris Pignon Media Studios,
Uh-huh.
as well as Nor Picture of the Day, which was my first black and white brand.
Yes.
And that transformed into the studio here. And I've kind of made the sort of the crossover to doing a lot of color work, a lot of experimental work that you see going on back here behind us.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this was done in the studio with you. You've been
Yes.
here many times. many times. And we did a lot of work, and so this is what it's become. So
Yeah.
I've been here about a year and 2 months, and so it's working out pretty good. So it's a constant transformation.
Yes.
Sometimes the background is here, sometimes it's there. One time we did it out in the common area.
Common area.
We took everything out there.
Sometimes the backdrop is the natural outdoors on a
Yes.
pile of bricks.
Exactly. And so I also have some other stuff. Some shameless self-promotion.
Of course. Promote yourself. This is what this is about.
Yeah, and so the black and white has become a lot of other things. It's
Mhm.
become the skyline, which people like.
Yes.
Be someone, as
You were able to preserve that.
Yes, this was about 2 years ago, October
Mhm.
2019.
Yeah.
I risked life and limb to go
Oh my
drive up on the
gosh.
Crockett Street
But
Bridge
you did it.
on a Saturday night
Yeah.
at around 8. Cars honking at me, but I got shot. And so
Wow.
that's not there anymore. The B
It's
someone
not. It got removed.
it got
and-
removed or painted over. And then of
Look at
course this is Rice Boulevard. I
And
think.
you
What-
have such an eye. Like I remember when you first came on the show years ago.
yeah,
And
that
I
a
was
long
like,
time ago.
how do you take your pictures? Because you have these amazing angles that I don't know if you throw yourself on the ground or what.
Yeah,
You're hanging
whatever.
off of something.
Well, like these with the dog, I had to get down on the ground and feed him his food. You can't see it right now, but he was eating, looking at his treats, and I was able to, this took about 2 hours to get these pictures. He was moving around, he wouldn't behave, and this one came up perfectly. He happened to
Look at
walk
that.
right in front of the sun, and I took the
Nice.
picture. And then these were like, this was at the tattoo convention.
Uh-huh.
And
So for
then-
those that are listening right now, because we do have a viewing audience and listening audience. So if you're just listening, what Chris is doing right now is just showing his portfolio. It's a portfolio that you can look at, and it's got information in regards. You also have QR codes.
yeah, QR
people
codes.
can-
Yeah, and it has a little information. This was at your birthday party.
So my birthday party, yes,
This is
you
at
were
your
the
birthday
official
party.
photographer of my birthday party.
And this is a good example of, I saw this picture in color, but when I was working on it, I said, no, that needs to be black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody says, man, you're that, it just looks so, it just speaks louder in black and
It
white.
does.
Because
It
you
does.
imagine the colors. You were like, what was that color? What was she wearing?
Ooh,
And
yeah.
you just imagine how that looked. And then this was done, my good friend Tracy.
Uh-huh.
She, we did this here in the studio with a hat that I bought from the lady next door.
Uh-huh.
And then this is Tracy again,
There
and
she
this is you when we did out in the
Oh yeah.
out
I
there.
noticed there is you're now showing a picture where I'm sitting on a stool.
Yeah,
I've noticed that the stool has taken off. There are other photographers that are now using stools. I'm not going to mention their name.
well, that stool has been with me since 2009.
We've been
so-
doing the stool shots for a while. So often, was it duplicated,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
never replicated?
Yeah,
But hey, you know what? To me, it's just a testament to what you do and what you
thank you.
start. That
Thank
other
you.
people are catching on to.
and
that.
this one you didn't know. I was taking the picture. You were actually on your phone.
Yes, I was posing.
I think you were checking your makeup.
I was checking my makeup. Yes.
Yeah,
And then you caught that.
and then we did this also that same day.
We did a photography session with me holding your camera.
Yeah, the camera, and then this was my latest. This
Oh,
right here,
La Catrina.
the La Catrina right here, which was a show I did in October,
Uh-huh.
and I learned a lot about this, the whole Day of the Dead, and the whole how La Catrina is related and is not related to Day of the Dead. It kind of just got mixed in there,
Yes.
but I didn't know any of that.
Jose Posada.
Jose Guadalupe Posada,
Jose Guadalupe
yes.
Posada, yes.
And this is my tribute to the black and white, where I started the La
That
Catrina.
It's
And
gorgeous.
some of this is going on in the screen in the background.
Yeah.
So
So if people want to book you, follow you, and want to come get pictures done, like tell the listening and viewing audience what's the best way to get in touch with you. And do you have something coming up this weekend? Because
yes, there is something coming up this weekend,
which
is-
would be February the what?
February the 12th, 2 days
Okay.
before Valentine's Day.
Oh,
And
that day.
so it is the second Saturday open house that the
Uh-huh.
Sawyer Yards campus has
okay.
the second Saturday of every month. So most of the studios will be open. Some of them are photographers, some of them are artists. I have a good friend down the hall, Jen Martini Design. She does
yes.
custom dress. Well, yeah, you know Ginger.
Yes, I do. Yes,
And,
I do know
she-
Ginger.
She'll be here. And so that's the second Saturday of every month. And you can follow me on Instagram, Chris.Pignon. That's Chris, CHRIS.PINON.
Uh-huh.
And you can contact me through there or through the website, Chris Pignon, I'm sorry, cpmediastudios.com or cpmediastudios.com.
.com. En español también.
En español también,
Yes.
.com.
Yes.
And so that's how you can contact me. And I do headshots, but as you can see what's flashing in the background,
Mhm.
I like to do something unique,
Yes.
a little different, not your typical headshot. You might need one for work. Yeah,
Professional too.
sure. But as you can see what's playing in the background, I like to do stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
And so
All right.
that you can get all that done here. The piñata.
Book him. We got anything. The beauty of Chris Quignon Media Studios is that you, as the artist behind the lens, you listen to the person, you listen to your clients, you get to know them, and you get to know their angles, their vision, and you bring it to life. And that's not all photographers do that.
Yeah.
And you bring that art. You bring their art into it, like their ideas.
Yeah.
And I think that's just amazing.
Well, thank you. Because I just want to add that, nowadays with technology, a lot of people, and I don't want this to sound to come out the wrong way, but a lot of people, the technology is so affordable right now. Everybody with a camera is essentially a photographer. But I try to separate myself from that and trying to really communicate with the person, the subject matter. Like Mia back here, she asked, she says, "Can we do some silhouettes?" And I said, I've never done that and I don't know how to do it. Yeah. But let's try it.
Let's try it.
Let's just do it. And so
and
I like to put a lot of that.
That sets you apart, is that you as the artist and the photographer takes that and like, all right, I'm not sure, but let's go for it.
Yeah, and we tried it and
it came out amazing.
It came out pretty good. And some people say, well, I can do that with my iPhone, and I have yet to see that done with an iPhone.
You can try. But then you can come back.
Without downloading an app.
Yes, true. That's
without
true.
downloading an
That's
app.
True.
But,
but thank you so much. And don't forget to visit. They can come visit you on the campus day that opening.
This Saturday from 12 to 5.
All right.
1907 Sabine Street.
Here in Houston.
124.
If you're in Houston, come on out.
Down the street from the Target on Taylor Street.
Yes.
Right down the street from the Chick-fil-A.
That's right.
So after your Chick-fil-A stop,
come on over here. So don't forget to book him, follow him, subscribe to him, and get your work done, because he is a very professional person. He takes you into consideration. He listens to what you're talking about. He takes in your crazy ideas. And then there he is. There's like, you're going to figure it out and move forward. And that's what sets Chris Quignon apart from other photographers. So give him a try, give him a like, give him a subscribe. And all right. So I'm excited.
Thank you.
For the more, we have more work coming up. So, and then you are part of an HPO.
Yes, that's right.
You are a member of an HPO, and I'm going to put you on the spot now.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we have something coming up.
We have something coming up in March. So the National Hispanic Professional Organization, because I wear a lot of hats, we're having a networking event here where we're going to showcase one of our members and showcase his location. You can come and shop, get your prints. And also we're going to be working and collaborating and doing something for anyone that would like to come out and be part of that networking
Yes,
event.
And then you can see some of the work of La Catrina that's hanging out in the common area. We were allowed to hang our pictures for this for spring. And so you'll be able to see those also as well. In true life, almost not quite life size, but close enough.
Yes.
So
I'm excited.
But thank you.
Yes.
So,
well, thank you. All right. So thank you so much for joining as our amazing sponsor. And we're gonna bring it on over and change it over to that was my sponsor. I'm like, oh my God, that's an amazing. Thank you for all of that support that you have. So now my next and while I segue into my new super comadre, because he is a super compadre, he's been on the show, he's been with us, and now I'm going to introduce my new super comadre, who is part of the series called Cafecito with los Candidatos. And so I'm super excited. We had already recorded a show that's going to be airing soon with Pamela Medina, Selena Alanis, Janelle Robles. These are some amazing women of the community who are stepping into the arena to be part of the process and getting our voice out there, representing la gente and everyone, all of the people. But especially when you see strong women, strong Latina women stepping into this arena, that is super exciting, because I'm a mom of 2 girls. And what better way than to bring in those voices that are going to be the amazing role models for my own 2 daughters. So the next person I have this new super comadre. Her name is Judge Angela D. Rodriguez, a native Houstonian, born and raised here in Houston. And Judge Rodriguez has served in the award-winning immigration clinic at her law school. And she's been licensed to practice law since 2013 and has represented clients that range in felony and misdemeanor criminal courts, civil court, and immigration court, as well as in construction law matters. So in addition to her studies here in Houston, Judge Rodriguez has studied law abroad in London, England, and has also spent 1 year teaching abroad in a private school in Mexico before law school. Oh my gosh, so we got more in common because, I'm an lifeline educator. And so I am super excited to bring on my new super comadre, part of the Cafecito with los Candidatos, Judge Angela D. Rodriguez. Come on down! Woo! Pásale a lo barrido y lo trapeado. I love. So come on in, get yourself comfy, because what I like to do with my show is just bring people that potentially have a recurso, a journey, something that someone may need in their life. Now, right now, I'm super excited, and I like to hype up elections. I'm all about making elections sexy again. Elections matter. Elections part of our life, like brushing your teeth. Because sometimes people say, ¿Por qué? ¿Para qué votar? Why should I be involved? I'm like, the glass of water you're drinking is political. Because somewhere along the way, that water needs to be clean and needs to be able to run in the best type of piping system, so that you can open up your llave and be able to have a glass of water that's not going to poison you, be full of crap, and you can give it to your kids. And that's when I break it down of why that you're political already, if you're participating in that right there. So, Judge Angela Rodriguez, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about you. We're going to talk about who are you, what you're running for, and why vote for you again, because you're seeking re-election. So let's start with un poquito de ti.
Well, we got started. My family got started in a farm in Mexico.
Uh-huh.
And my grandfather, the father of my father, decided to come to the United States. And shortly after coming to the United States, when he was a young man, he met my grandmother. And recently I posted on Facebook that she would always say, adelante.
Yes.
So that's one of the themes of my re-election campaign. She would always say, adelante.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get here by myself.
Mm-hmm.
There have been super comadres. There have been mentors all along the way, women and men. Miss Haggett from Brookline Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Miss Haggett, if you're watching. Thank you for beginning our education. I grew up in HISD schools.
Uh-huh.
I'm bilingual. I'm a proud Mexican American. I'm very happy to have stepped into the legal field as an attorney. And prior to becoming an attorney, I became a certified paralegal at Rice University. That was a whole lot of fun going. So now, being a practicing attorney, I was able to run for office after my father retired after 45 years of honorable service. And his name is Judge Armando V. Rodriguez.
Yes.
He should be watching with his wife, Rita, my mom. Hi, y'all.
Woo! Saludos
Love
a tu
you.
papi. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So he's happily enjoying retirement. And I really enjoy reaching out to the community with various volunteer activities.
Yeah.
Okay. In addition to being a jurist, which thanks to la gente que con su confianza me eligieron a mí to follow in my father's footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
I became the first Hispanic female lawyer, justice of the peace, in that position in Harris County. So us comadres are making history every day.
Yes, we are. Look at that. And here is a little bit for those of you that are just listening, because we do video, we're streaming video, and we're also doing the audio. So right now we're looking at the Facebook page. And if you have a chance right now, go right now and follow Judge Angela D. Rodriguez. You can find her on Facebook. Get to know her. Get to know the work that she's talking about in pictures, what she's done, where she's been, because a lot of times you're justice of the peace, right?
Yes.
Mucha gente piensa, pues eso qué pasa, y eso qué tiene que ver conmigo. So and it does. It will connect with you. Will connect somehow, somewhere with someone that's going to need some type of either education, un recurso. So tell us why your position is super important and why people need to be out there and being part of the election process.
Elections matter. If you never thought that your vote counted, well, we are here to say it does. Become informed about who you're choosing, and then take time out of your schedule to to make your voice heard, because there's so many people
Mhm.
that wish they could vote
Mhm.
and they don't have an opportunity
Exactly.
to. They might be
Exactly.
a LPR, lawful permanent resident,
Mhm.
and they're seeking their citizenship. And prior to becoming a citizen, they're not able to exercise a vote. And usually, people from other countries that I've met, they're very passionate about voting.
Mhm.
And I invite you to meet the candidates, ask them the tough questions, and see what their qualifications are and what their history is in the community. Justice of the Peace Courts, traditionally since the cowboy days, involve people who are from the community.
Mhm.
I'm a lifelong resident of Precinct 6, and I'm happy to say not only am I a judge, but I am the daughter of the founder of Fiestas Patrias.
Wow.
And we had beauty pageants, and we currently have an international parade that's one of the largest in the tri-state area.
Mm.
It had humble beginnings, but I'm here to say one of the reasons Fiestas Patrias was started and why we're so passionate about it
Yeah.
is because it highlights
Yeah.
our community and the beauty of what it is to be Latina, Hispanic, Chicana,
Mm.
Mexican American.
Mhm.
I've always grown up being so proud
Yes.
to be Mexican American.
Yes.
There was absolutely no question, because we get the home training and the beauty and the lessons and consejos from home.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we can also, I try to be an example to everyone that you
Yeah.
can segue into the arena
Yes.
and you can compete on the highest levels in every industry. And I tell the children sometimes that would visit pre-COVID,
Yeah.
I said, I reached my dream, the
Mm.
dream that I announced on Channel 13
Mhm.
when I was being interviewed
Yes.
at the parade and
Yes.
other places. They said, what do you want to be when you grow up, little girl? And I confidently told them, I want to be a judge.
Oh.
And they were surprised, probably because I was just a little girl.
Una chiquita, yes.
But I saw my dad do it.
Mhm.
And I saw him, how he was so well received by the community. And I must say, my family means everything to me.
Yeah.
And now being a judge is one of the greatest honors of my life, to be able to talk with la gente en inglés y en
Yes.
español,
Sí.
to be able to invite them into the court,
Mm.
to be able to invite everyone to air their grievances
Yes.
in a respectful, responsible way. And at the end of the day, I have very experienced clerks that the clerks that were there when I began, the top two had over 60 years of experience
Wow.
in the Justice of the Peace Courts.
Wow.
And that took me aback. So they were able to retire. And then my new folks have 30 years combined experience with the chief and the assistant chief. So we're able to trickle down that experience.
Yes.
So that when our community comes to the court, they feel that they are welcome.
Yes.
And they're listened to.
Yes.
And they have someone there from the community that pueden tener confianza, that whatever they're asking for, they'll make sure to have the accurate information.
Wow.
Yes.
I gotta go back to what you just. I'm still. I'm right now wrapping my heart and my brain and my soul around that question they asked you when you were a little girl. That is so powerful. That what you said and what it and the work and the love and the home and the that you had for you to confidently stand and say, this is what I want to do. I had a lump in my throat when that happened because I'm in education. I didn't know we had something in common too. Yeah, you taught private school before you went into law school. Is that
yes? And I was writing English language instructional books in Mexico, in Monterrey.
In Monterrey.
Yes.
So saludos a Monterrey. She was right there whipping, putting some kids in.
Muy regia montana y muy nuevo leonese. Hello,
There you
saludos.
go, saludos. That is so powerful. That is so powerful for you to say that, because there's so many people that are my age, and I'm gonna say how old I am, that didn't have that, but we're building that right now for our own kids. For when you said that on the parade, I can see you being part of that as a little girl, and I see my girls. That's my dream for them. But I want to be their springboard. I think there's a really good poem written by Gibran about kids we are the
Khalil
kids,
Gibran.
Gibran, that kids are arrows from us. let them go, like little arrows, and they come from us.
Yes.
And I saw that right now as you being that little arrow that your dad and your mom have just like let out into this world. And now you're part of that.
Claudia,
for my girls.
The beauty of our precinct is it is majority Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty of our culture is that we have families all through Precinct 6 that are tight knit, that support each other, that love each other, and support each other with their educational goals. If someone should slip up, everyone gathers around and gives them advice. And that's what makes our community so strong. Yeah. We're able to, like Hillary Clinton says, it takes a village.
It does.
To step in and say, mijo, mija, you're not doing right. Let's go this other way. That way, when I have trials in the court where I preside, I'm able to step in.
That's what you bring in.
And say, well, look, I'm not going to let you badger this witness. I'm not going to let you come in and bulldoze over anybody. Because at the end of the day, it's about due process.
There you go.
Both sides having an equal playing field and a neutral arbiter to make a decision based on the facts and evidence, using compassion, using the knowledge of the community.
And this is what you bring to the bench. You bring that knowledge, you bring that experience, you bring that need, because so often we lose young folks to a system that just what they would say, throw the book at them.
Amen.
And that's not the, I'm not saying, like, as a teacher and educator, I'm not saying don't give anything, but you got to make sure that they're informed. You got to make sure that they're not afraid to come into the courtroom and just give it all up and be maybe, I guess, bullied, in a way, to do something that they feel that's the last resort. Yes. But that's what you bring. When people always, when they, ¿por qué votar por ellos? This is why. Because we now have someone that's had the experience, has the knowledge, and understands where that child comes from or that family comes from and where that need is.
Yes.
So this is why you need to get involved to vote. I just learned something from you today. I'm always learning. I'm always in learning mode. I even wrote it down. You said LPR. That's sometimes, because now when people tell me, pues, no puedo votar, and well, what do you call the friends that are not, ready to vote yet? Lawful permanent resident.
That is a status. That is actually an immigration status. And there are different statuses, but the LPR status has a path to citizenship. Yeah. And there are other lawful statuses that don't have a path to citizenship. Maybe there could be a celebrity coming in for a short period of time to do a show, and they'll have a work visa that is not a path to citizenship. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people use certain visas to transition into citizenship path visas. But I always encourage everyone, as being a part of a legal community, having a father who was a lawyer before becoming a judge, and having a brother, Carlitos, that's a criminal defense attorney.
Carlitos, there you go.
Saludos a Andresito too, is the father of my godson.
Oh.
He's in social service and also real estate.
Nice.
I encourage everyone, don't be afraid to get a consult, because here's the secret, everybody. Write it down.
Write it down.
You can go into a big fancy office. It could be on the 27th floor, like when I clerked with Harry G. It was on the 20-something floor, and I was a law clerk for Harry G. Yeah. He's an immigration lawyer for over 50 years. Go in there, and no matter how fancy the shoes are and the suits and everything, you get a consultation and you ask, how much is the consultation? Okay. And most of the time, it's going to be free. Sometimes it's going to have a cost. And you're not obligated to say, okay, I'm going to hire this attorney. Go ahead and get your consultation, especially if it has to do con inmigración. Mm-hmm. Si se trata de inmigración, por favor, no confías en nada más una persona. Go ahead and get 2 or 3 consultations and compare and contrast what people say to you.
Okay.
Because that is a very complex area of law.
In the consultation, who should they go? I mean, who, like let's say me. Like, I need a consultation. Where do I start? Where do I go first? Is there a number? Is there a website? How do I go about this? Like, if I needed to share with someone.
Sure. Well, first of all, a lot of it is by referral.
Okay.
You can be referred to an attorney. And also the there is a website for Texas lawyers that does have a lawyer referral service that is a neutral referral
Okay.
service. So a lot of people from maybe they're not used to being around that arena.
Mhm.
They might be feel that they're obligated to hire someone after getting a consult, but that's not so.
Okay.
You can just say thank you very much. Don't
Mhm.
have to sign that contract, or that's a legal agreement. You can go on with someone else
Okay.
and find the right fit.
Entonces la consulta es gratis.
Yes,
And you trust. So literally,
most
it's
of
like,
the time.
so literally, it's like you're trying on some shoes. Like,
Sure.
I'm gonna try this pair, not gonna
Right.
work, not gonna buy it. I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna try another pair. Okay. And then when you're ready, let's say, legal, like cost wise. Like, let's say they find someone, they're like, okay, what's an avenue? What should they be ready for in regards to securing, someone to represent them?
That's a good question. It depends on the area of law. In our court, we have many different areas of law that are addressed.
Okay.
Some courts have only criminal or only civil.
Okay.
But justice of the peace courts have we wear so many hats.
Yes.
And we have criminal, civil, and we also in our court we had the lion's share of the commercial driver's licenses.
Okay.
And the 18-wheeler cases, as well as truancy, as well as animal cruelty. Wow. So
You do it all.
there's a lot of different areas of law that are implicated.
Okay.
First of all, just like anyone would say, find out what area of law you're dealing with.
Okay.
And then after that, you can get a referral
Okay.
to someone who is competent in that area. And you can get referrals from other lawyers. And at the end of the day, don't be too shy to speak up for yourself and advocate for yourself.
Okay.
My father, when I was a little girl, he had me singing mariachi music. But
That's right. You are a singer.
It was kind of like Cobra Kai. Okay, I know everybody likes Cobra Kai because there's a reason behind the wax on and the wax off. He says, "Mija, if you can sing in front of me and in front of Grandma and in front of everybody at Christmas." With the beautiful tree and my favorite is the tinsel.
Yes.
The
silvery tinsel that you hang up there. Yes.
They said, if you can stand up and sing in front of us, you can stand up and speak your mind.
There you go.
And eventually advocate for others.
Which is why I advocate for education, arts in the education world.
Yes.
This is why, which, by the way, I want to segue into, speaking of arts.
Okay.
How did we literally start talking and where do we meet? And we're going to come back to your courtroom in a little bit.
We met at the theater.
Yes.
Not the movie theater with popcorn and Coke. That's mine. Popcorn, Coke, and a little bit of Raisinets.
Yes.
With
throw the
family.
Raisinets and you mix it up. Mix it up with the icing on the side.
We saw Don Quixote play and it was so nice. It was so funny.
Yes. And because we both are part of El Zócalo Advisory, which all comes together. You're sitting on the bench with the experience that is needed for the people that come in. Now we are almost on another bench, but with the Alley Theater, where we bring the voice of the people that can be enjoying productions.
Yes.
But how are we not gonna? What do we need? We need to come to the table. We need to literally come to the bench.
Show up to the theater.
Exactly.
Show up to the zoo. Go to the library.
Yes.
Okay. It's not the most boring place on earth. I promise. Like Disneyland is the happiest place.
Encanto.
The library is not the most boring place on earth. There's an adventure in everywhere.
In every book. So Don Quixote. We're sitting there, and we were like, we were right there.
Yes, and you had a flower in your hair.
I had the flower in my hair. Which, by the way, it's in my purse. I didn't put it on right now, but it's somewhere here. But that's how we met. And
that was when I was sworn in.
Oh, look at you when you were sworn in.
I was sworn in by Judge Zanetta Burney.
Oh,
and that's my dad over there.
Look at your dad.
So
talk about the emotion. Like now, like I'm fast forwarding to the Fiestas Patrias to now looking at the actual day where you get sworn in. What was that like at that moment? In that picture,
I'm just one of the ladies that came out of the pageant because I was Little Miss Fiestas Patrias of 1980. Don't worry about it. and we had a little crown and everything. But that moment was the moment when I was sworn in by Judge Zanetta Burney, who was also in a different precinct. and her daughter currently presides
Okay.
at that bench.
Okay.
I don't believe she's opposed. I do have an opponent this
Which one
March.
are-
So
well, no.
March 1st.
Yes.
Don't
so
forget,
you better
everybody.
get out there because she's
So-
got an opponent. We need your voice out there.
From then, it was 2018.
Uh-huh.
Now I feel like we're on MTV or
I
something.
know, right?
It was 2018,
Uh-huh.
and but at that time I was ready for the general election.
Uh-huh.
But I had the announcement that my dad retired early. I ended up being appointed because at the time I was the Democratic nominee anyway.
Yeah.
So Commissioner's Court unanimously appointed me, and then I started 3 months early.
Wow.
Talk about a transition.
Big
From being-
time. Big time.
But at the end of the day, I use it as an example,
Yes.
Claudia, like you
Yes.
do with your students
yes.
and present and former students. Everybody, empower yourself
Mm-hmm.
to stand up and be all you can
Y
be.
poner la voz.
Don't think that no se puede, porque sí se puede.
Exactly. Exactly.
You can do it by relying on the consejos and the solid foundation that you have. And it's so important to never forget where you come from.
Oh my God.
Because you can stand up tall
Mm-hmm.
and say, yo soy juez Ángela D. Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my friends call me la juecita.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so overwhelmingly wonderful
Yes.
to be able to serve in this capacity
Uh-huh.
after being a full-time attorney.
Yeah.
Being here, being able to go to school, do the right thing, have tener palabra, you know, come from a family que tiene palabra, uno tiene palabra, and you can stand up and listen and make a difference.
Yeah.
And I invite everyone to remember to protect your reputation, because as an attorney, I was taught your reputation is everything.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a picture with a bunch of
I
new
saw that.
judges
Look at
were
that. Look at
voted
that.
in. All
This was 2018,
this was yes,
right?
yeah.
That was when we
Mhm.
had a whole wave.
By it was
judges
the
coming in.
2019 elections,
Okay.
and I was appointed a few months before then.
Yeah.
And it's been a wonderful journey, and being able to share it with you today has been such a gift. I appreciate it, and you make everybody feel so comfortable. That,
Oh my God.
we're ready for las confesiones,
Right.
you know. But don't forget, you don't.
Maria. No, I was kidding.
You have the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution.
She's gonna praise her. She's like, I
Don't
plead the
forget
fifth.
that.
She's gonna plead the fifth in a little bit. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't here. I wasn't there.
Another little point, because see, when you go to a justice court, the clerks, they're not going to be giving you legal advice. They're not attorneys, okay? And in our court, at the end of the day, if there's an issue, we have very experienced clerks. They can come to me, and then we can suss it out and make sure that the due process is ensured. But I definitely, there's never a dull day in court, because if we don't have people coming and talking with each other right around Valentine's Day with their civil grievances with ex-boyfriends,
Oh no.
sometimes that happens.
So
Where
it is
they
that-
don't pick up the phone, and there's some property that might be
And
off
in
to the
between, you got some
side.
weddings.
Sure, of course.
And then you got the grievance with the ex and the boyfriend. And
Sure.
yeah, that is a day right there. Oh my guys, we got a comadre that's gonna be joining us soon, and she has some questions. She's like, speaking of, I remember taking notation. So
I'll say a little bit about a divorce. There was
Okay.
one time a friend of mine, it was someone who had been married for 15 years. And he said, I got this paper in the mail that my wife, I'm telling you, he says, my wife told me to just sign it. And I looked at it and I said, what is that? Sure enough, he signed it. Okay, I'm not telling you his name. He signed it. And what it ended up happening is he waived his notice to the divorce. So she ended up getting all the laundry, all the houses,
everything. So se quedó
She
con nada.
cleaned up
She cleaned house
just
and left.
because he didn't bother getting
A
starts with a C, a consultation. Yes.
Wow.
Mhm.
It starts with the free consultation.
Yes.
Get that done. This is so educational.
Especially if a nephew or a niece or somebody, if they're getting in trouble, if they're cutting up, if they think they know everything,
Yes.
they think everything's so easy,
Mm.
if they're getting involved with the wrong crowd, sometimes they could use some tough love. Bring them down to the court.
I love
I'll
that.
bring them during a
That was
docket
my
so
next
they can
question.
watch.
I was like, can we bring kids, and do you do field trips?
Absolutely.
Because sometimes they need a little field trip
Sure.
to the judge to see, you know.
Sometimes it's the first time they've ever been inside of a courtroom.
Yeah. And hopefully it's not, it will, unless they're going to be on the bench
Or
or the
arguing.
lawyer.
Sure.
or the
Or a
attorney,
witness.
Or a witness. That's
Or a
it.
witness. Yes.
But yeah, I was going to ask you about that, have you ever had kids come in? Have you ever shown the process to kind of like, you know, or even someone that is about to go in there? Do you ever bring them in like, hey, you know, I want to come in and see what this is like, so that way when you get here, you're not that scared. And another, you know, so yes, no, we can sign them up.
Of course.
Okay, all right. So I have your number.
It's an open court.
I have.
Oh, that's Judge Vara.
Let's
Yeah,
see. We got Judge Vara,
Yes.
longtime judge. Oh my gosh.
Yes, that was on his birthday.
Yes, that
actually.
was his birthday.
We're
July.
looking through my Facebook. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's
It's
interesting.
okay. It's okay. We tell everybody to friend you on Facebook. So follow her, friend her, vote for her. She needs you to hit the pavement. You need some volunteers. You need
Definitely
some time, treasure, talent.
I'll give you my. I want to go ahead and give you my
Give
email.
them your contacts.
The campaign email is judgeangelarodriguez@gmail.com.
There it is. JudgeAngelaRodriguez@gmail.com. Now, money, you need campaign funds?
We can always use donations, of course. I'm so shy about that.
I'm not.
I just save my pennies and my coins and my pesos and everything, put it together.
It takes money.
I haven't taken a vacation yet. I'm in the court, and I might take a vacation after this primary.
Yes.
Because you have an opponent, and then you see there a little bit of signs here and there. Said, wait a minute, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué
You're like,
pasó?
let's back it up.
Bájale, por favor, why?
So I want you to lean so they can see your sign.
Oh, sure.
So they know what to look.
I'll lean back a little bit.
Lean back. So when they see that sign, this is who we're talking about right here.
Judges are people, okay? They're people just like you and me, and nobody's perfect. That's why we have a system of justice where you can air your grievances. Oftentimes, I tell folks, if you weren't able to negotiate privately, okay, with your contractual obligations in a civil suit, that's why you're here. You have a formal process, but that's close to the community. That's how Justice of the Peace Court works.
Okay.
And it's okay to ask questions. To come to the court, don't be shy. Oftentimes people will leave me a message and say, well, I'm the judge's friend. I'd like to see her. Well, come on in. We have really good coffee. And on the third Thursday of each month, we offer a special treat for first responders and constables. Our constable, thank you. Shout out to Constable Sylvia Trevino. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for
Comadre,
everything you do. Yes,
also.
she is also super comadre.
Thank you.
Yes.
She's precious.
Oh my God.
So we have a special treat for first responders, police officers, and for this month, I'll include teachers and actors.
Thank you.
And you never know what you're gonna find. And they ask, and they'll get a coffee and a little treat.
Nice.
Just to spend some time.
You tell me
and
when
to connect,
and I'll be there.
Okay.
I'll bring a whole gang of super comadre teachers.
That sounds
Because
good.
we need some coffee. And I'm going to tell you what I put in my coffee, though. But yes.
Teachers, Kalua, would she please the fifth?
I plead the fifth.
Teachers are the backbone, because that's who inspires us to seguir adelante.
Yes.
Yes. My grandmother had an elementary school education, but she lived to be 99, and she lost a brother when he was 11.
Wow.
And she had to step up, and she loved her brother very much. And she always taught my father, adelante, adelante, siempre adelante, go forward. She was able to keep him in her heart and still make sure that where they were living was safe, even without him. He was, yes. So with all of our ups and downs in life, when we get to a certain age, because I'm older than 25, I'll admit that. I will concede that. I'm way over than 25. I started college when I was 17, and I went through, got 2 bachelor's degrees, and went on eventually to law school. we don't have to be perfect to be successful and to contribute to our community.
Mm-hmm.
So go to
Do
the
it.
fancy networking
Yes.
places.
Which, by the way, we have one coming up, and I'm going to
On
share.
March the 3rd,
That's
right?
right. And we have one tomorrow with the National Hispanic Professional Organization. So what she's talking about, put yourself out there, show up. Just getting through the doorway, putting yourself in the arena, even with the butterflies in your stomach, even with your imposter syndrome.
Do it nervous.
Do it. Because like
Show
she
up.
said, put your voice out there. You don't know whose path you're going to cross. You don't know who's going to be out there para darte la mano, un consejo, un adelante. Sometimes that's all we need. And so I wanted to close with a question, with the name of a person.
Sure.
Justice Sonia Sotomayor. What came to you? What feeling did you have when you saw her take that bench?
It was such an amazing experience to see her and what she does. And of course, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg was already there.
Yeah,
who has been such an inspiration for feminists and those who lift up women.
Mm-hmm.
And they were able to, at the highest level, able to perform and to evaluate laws that are highly contentious.
Mm.
If you look at everybody remember the 3 branches of government?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the branches is the judicial branch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at the top level that you have the Supreme Court. They're called the Supremes.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the top level on the same playing field as the president and the legislature. So like you said, some people say they don't like to read, and some people say they don't like politics. But politics is a part of life. Whatever job you have,
you do,
it's going to be office politics.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to give your best to be. It's not about being liked by everybody. It's about standing up for what you believe in and being someone who can be trusted.
Yes.
And when I mentor folks, I tell them, you're building your reputation, and it's important to do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah.
And if you're going to make a promise, don't promise it unless you plan on following through.
Exactly.
Because as an attorney, that's how they build their reputation.
Mm-hmm.
And to be called honorable,
yes,
and coming from our community,
yes,
es un orgullo.
Es un orgullo, es un honor.
I want to thank everyone. I'm going to take this opportunity on your wonderful show.
Yes,
and
go for it.
I hope it's not the last time that we share together.
No, it's not.
I want to thank you all for the opportunity to be a judge, because it's been the honor of my life to be the first female in the Justice of the Peace Precinct 6 Place 2 position ever. We make history and we have fun. I have a wonderful professional communication with my clerks. They're experienced, and my chief clerk, I give her the ability to shine, and it's important to be the best boss that I can be.
Definitely.
And to make sure that they're comfortable telling me what they need to say. If they have any questions, I'm happy to address them. And it's fun to be able to empower each other.
Yeah. And
politics is not easy.
Mm-mm.
To be a little girl and to hear people say false things about my father, say, "Oh no, espérame, un momentito, that's my dad." And as a public figure, you can say almost anything, whether it's true or false, especially during an election season. So whoever, once you get to your, when it's time to vote, take a look at if something's being said right around the time of the elections that you didn't hear anything bad until before the election. That's a little suspicious, I would say. But
so do your homework. Like Judge said, do your homework, know who's running, why they're running, where they're from, go on Facebook, look at their record. Everything is open.
And don't be afraid to ask questions.
Ask questions. She said she even gets tough questions, right? You get the tough questions.
Absolutely.
And you got to face it, because
just like Lena Hidalgo, she gets a lot of tough questions.
All the tough questions. So just like the way you put yourself out there when you were singing as a child, you are out there to also face the music from the community, because you're there to represent, you're there to be there for them. And that's just part of it. So now moving forward, what's next? So Judge Angela D. Rodriguez, you get reelected. What's in the horizon? Just wondering.
One of the things that we're excited about is the things that I'm passionate about is reducing the dropout rate.
Yes.
And I've seen people ever since I was in high school. When I was in high school, Selena Quintanilla Perez
remember that.
was still in the Astrodome. Okay, that's kind of dating
We're
myself
dating
a little
ourselves.
bit. But
We just dated ourselves.
I saw friends, they would drop out in the 11th grade and the
Mhm.
12th grade, and I would wonder, why? Where else would you rather be other than school at that age? But I've learned through the truancy programs, we have a triad representative that was brought in to be able to avoid dropping out, avoid being absent to school. It's about communication. There's so many different reasons that people drop out.
Yes.
So in the near future, we're going to have an outreach event where we're going to invite folks that have lost their path to graduating, and they're going to be invited to come and be able to get resources to see how can they get that college degree.
Or
path to a
high
college
school equivalency, and then
get your diploma. There are programs where they can get their actual diploma or a GED if that's their path. And it's just a matter of getting to it, because when people are at risk of dropping out, they might get a job, and then obviously you work 8 hours, you get kind of tired, and maybe you've had a child or two, and it's time to make dinner, and by the time you just delay that graduation.
That is super important, because I see it.
I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, keep me posted, because that's going to be a whole nother show. Because now I'm seeing, like, as you're saying that, I'm looking at the kids in front of me, the younger ones, and how all those decisions, all of that, the home, everything, the environment. How do we make sure that when they get to that age that we're keeping them, that we're not losing them? So that's a whole nother.
That's a whole other subject.
That's a whole other subject. We're going to come back
but it's
sit on this couch and talk about it, because there are resources, and we want to make sure that you, the listening audience, especially las comadres, las mamás, las abuelitas, las tías, las papás, that are out there with a connection with children. Maybe you have your own kids. Maybe you have sobrinos, tienes ahijados. What is it that you could do? Let the helicopter go by. How can you zoom around like the helicopter and come in and listen and get those resources that could help someone and their family? So, Judge, we're already at the end. Ya se acabó el tiempo, but we got to have part 2 and 3.
Sounds good.
So, vote for who? Final words for your voting audience.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve as Justice of the Peace, Precinct 6, Place 2. I've done everything that I could to prepare for this position, and I have served you honorably. And when I have been campaigning, what I've heard most of all is, yo te conozco. Yo conocí a tu papá. I know your father, and I know you too. I know you from Fiestas Patrias. I know you from TBH when I was in a play when I was many, many moons ago. Wow. I'm someone from the community that has very much enjoyed serving you, and I look forward to serving you another 4 years. Please don't forget, I'm number 2 on the ballot. Justice of the Peace, Precinct 6, Place 2, number 2 on the ballot. And if you just scroll through, and you'll see Angela D. Rodriguez, and it doesn't say incumbent on either side. You just have to see it. And I ask for your support. And I thank you for the support that you've given me, and all the consejos and the porras and all the texts and the phone calls and emails to say, you've got this, girl. I said, thank you. Thank you for your prayers. And thank you for the invitation.
Yes.
Adelante. Siempre adelante.
Tú siempre adelante. Y ustedes adelante a ir a votar. So make sure you get your voice.
March 1st.
March 1st.
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much, Judge.
Thank you.
Is there something hiding under here?
I have something for you.
What? I love gifts. Oh my God. Oh, look at this. I will wear it.
I feel like I'm on the
proudly.
Ellen show or something.
Look
This
at
the Claudia show.
I know, right? Hey, speak it to the universe.
Thank you.
That's the next level.
And good luck to all of the candidates and everyone that has taken the time to campaign and to step up and serve for your community.
Yes.
It can get nerve-wracking, but ahí andamos. Thank you.
Adelante siempre. So, le ganas, and I'm right behind you. So
do we have a commercial break?
We're gonna have just that's it. I'm gonna have to bring on another guest, because we're gonna have a closer. But I want to say thank you, and I will see you at the next performance. Maybe
Definitely
at the alley.
Don't forget the Alley
Don't
Theater.
forget the Alley.
#1 regional
Yes.
theater in the area.
That's right. And we're working on the advisory board together
Yes.
to bring in programming for La Comunidad, because that's what it's about. When you get that seat at the table, or you bring your own seat, that's what it's about.
Some people juggle so many things.
Yeah.
I'm vice chair of the Harris County Bail Bond Board, and I know some judges, they have 3 children and they're teaching at U of H, like former Judge Briones.
Yeah,
She
Leslie.
was a judge for
She'll be on soon.
Sure.
Yeah.
She's running for something else right now.
She's running for commissioner now.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So she has 3 kids, and
Yes.
she teaches at U of H, and she does. So don't
Yeah,
be
it's
afraid
that-
to dip your toe in
Do
good
it.
things.
Just do it.
And
Even if
we'll
you're
see
afraid,
you.
the fear that you feel, that's a good thing, because that way you're like, okay, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna ask a lot of questions. No me voy a quedar con la boca cerrada. I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna sing as loud as I can to get my voice out there.
And I'm glad you shared about anxiety issues,
Yes.
because there's so many people that deal with that, with
Yeah.
test taking
Mhm.
and all that. But just do your best to
Yeah.
see how to navigate through that.
Exactly. No te dejes atrás por alguna cosa. Just keep moving forward. Even
Don't
if
quit.
you feel, anxiety, sadness, fear, get that help. Be vulnerable with the person you need to be vulnerable with, and move forward. Como dijo su papá, siempre adelante.
Thank you so much, Claudia.
Siempre.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gracias.
I love you.
Thank you.
I'm right behind you. All right, we got another comis. We have a returning super comadre who's going to close it out.
And before we forget, comadre, we have to
Yes.
mention our sponsors.
Go for it. Go for it. As we get everybody settled in.
Sí, mientras se van acomodando todos, aquí vamos con
Or get closer.
la
Closer, closer.
mención de todos nuestros patrocinadores. Thank you
Okay.
so much to all our sponsors.
Hi.
Hi.
So we're going to close it out with a returning super comadre, Marianne Lacomis. So how have you been?
I've been good. It's been a long day. It's definitely been a long day.
Girl, how long?
So long.
So
long.
I'm going to show you something. You're probably listening and you probably can't see, because we are streaming live right now on radiocrystalusa.com, the audio, but we're also on Facebook Live, because we record on Tuesdays, and then the show repeats every day at 10 o'clock in the morning and at 10 o'clock at night. So we want to close it out with one of these hashtags. Well, choice A. There's choice A. This one.
That's the choice. I think we should
Choice B?
Oh yeah, choice B.
Or choice C.
No, maybe no.
A?
A is the one that we've kind of
That
been,
one?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So we are going to close it out with hashtag
Like,
I
comadre
comadre so hard. All right.
Yes.
So let's
Let's
just
let's
talk about
that.
how's life going with you, because I know that Valentine's Day is coming. Should we open up the bottle now?
I was as
Do you got a bottle for us?
as I was watching, I was drinking. Because I was just kind of
were you having-
remembering.
Are you having coffee?
I had the Titanic wine.
Oh, so you're going down with the Titanic
I'm
too?
going because it's February and it's
I'm trying, Comis. I'm trying for it to be really positive.
It's what we make of it, except
But
for
still.
we've been conditioned by society
I know.
to,
know. So-
what are you doing on Valentine's Day?
Yeah,
and
so-
who are you going to spend?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, so let's start with
thank
that.
you.
Okay,
You know what?
so-
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Or not cheers
No
to that.
cheers. Okay, let's just drink.
yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been conditioned by society. Well,
I know.
Who's your Valentine?
Yes.
What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Yes.
Where are you going for Valentine's Day?
Mhm.
Do you have a date for Valentine's Day? Well, you know what?
No, I
Valentine's
don't.
Day. I don't.
Here's my date.
This is my date, the Titanic wine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
It's a date in a bottle.
yes. And I was with a friend last night, and we were.
What do you mean a friend?
Oh no, not that kind of friend.
Oh, okay. I got friends too.
I'm friendless.
Wait a minute,
I'm that kind of friendless.
Really? I thought you.
I mean, I have friends,
But like
friends. Yeah, well, yeah, I
But
guess.
that friend you told me about, no?
Yeah. Well, yes, but
So that friend that asked
situationship.
you?
Much
About that.
about that's a whole nother
Hashtag
situationship.
situationship. In case you don't know what that is, that's when you're like
You're kind of stuck. You
seeing
don't.
someone,
Yeah, but you're
not really.
There's no commitment,
it's
but
not-
you're dating.
It's not for real.
You don't know if it's exclusive.
You don't even know if they're gonna text you. If you should text first.
Oh, yeah, like what
Or
grade
you're
are we
playing
in?
that
How old
game,
are
like,
we?
who goes text first?
Like I'm not texting.
I'm not gonna text
waiting
either.
for that text.
No. If you want to ask me, you gotta ask me on a Tuesday.
Hashtag situationship.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
that.
So yeah, and
So you're in the situationship.
I guess
I think I just got out of a situationship.
good for you because once you're in, it's like a freaking it's a downward spiral.
Titanic.
Yeah, like it's
Go
one of
under.
the. It's one of. I'm gonna need a whole bottle of
yeah.
these type of situations.
Yeah. So condition. When and where do you remember being conditioned that you need to have?
Every day in February.
But when did we get that instilled in us? Like really, like
Like
I don't
young.
want to feel this. Where did this come from?
I'm thinking like back in middle school when the carnations, where they were selling the damn carnation, the orange carnations.
You know what I used to do?
Buy myself some.
Yes. Someone would show up and I wouldn't be the only moron without something.
You know what? Man?
Girl, it
my
was
mom would actually, when I was in middle school, because in high school, like I'm like, Mom, stop. So when I was in
your
middle
mom
school,
sent you
my
something?
mom would bring me flowers and balloons and
That
like
is
big
so
teddy
cute.
bears.
That is
And
so awesome.
She would do that. That
Good.
was just that very sweet of her.
I like that about your mom.
She was just, but now she created a monster because now I feel like I'm entitled. So you see what I'm saying? So now,
but okay. It can be a good thing because I'm trying to
Oh, yeah.
condition. I guess I don't think that's the right word. I'm trying to teach my girls that that's a day that it's not that.
right?
It's about, hey, let's it's about your mom, you and your dad.
It's
have the
celebrate.
thing.
It's celebrating,
you girls
right? Like a relationship, but
loving-
any kind of relationship.
Yes.
like it could be a friendship, it could-
Valentine.
yes. Okay, so
Mommy, daughter, daddy, daughter.
yes, so it's that bond, friendship
Yes.
bond,
Yeah,
whatever.
to go
type of-
beyond like
Right.
the
It doesn't
Hallmark
have
and the ring.
Yes, it doesn't have to be.
Girl, you know how
about,
many times I was shaking flowers to see if some jewelry would fall out.
I'm hoping.
And I'm like-
I'm hoping.
But the thing is that I
I'm
don't.
manifesting.
I don't. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but it doesn't have to be on Valentine's.
It doesn't
It could
have
be
to be.
the day
It
before. It
doesn't.
could be the day after.
It could be around.
It could be around.
It could be like one or two, give or
So how
take.
do we make sure that with our kids that what are you doing? Like you said your mom was like, oh, I got the flowers and everything, but then you got conditioned and then you wanted that. But how do we make sure that that we build that love from within? And they're not like me, 40s only, drinking a bottle of wine on Valentine's Day.
Well, now some cheers, porque ya somos dos.
I'm gonna be
you know?
Valentine.
Will you be my Valentine?
I'll be your Valentine.
Yes.
Okay.
Come
All
on.
right.
Okay. So it goes back to like what I was telling you. I was with a mutual friend of ours.
Yeah.
last-
Not the situation.
No, not the situationship.
Okay.
A mutual friend of ours last night.
Yes.
He and I were having dinner,
Yes.
and we're planning El Último Flechazo, Valentine's event.
Wait. Am I invited?
You and I are co-hosting.
Nice.
Yeah. That's off. But
Okay.
yes,
All
you
right.
are. You are.
All right.
You are very much.
Okay.
You're creating the guest list.
Nice.
You're helping.
Okay. Do they have to, like eligible people?
What
What kind of guesses we're talking about here?
We'll talk about it.
Okay. All
But
right.
anyways, but it goes back to what we're talking about.
Okay.
It's about friendship. It's about celebrating bonds.
Friendships,
bonds,
comadreships.
It doesn't have to be
compadreships,
about
not just like the person that you're like,
not
crying
mushy.
over.
Yes. So we need to.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we need to celebrate that.
Yeah.
And to just kind of change the way that we
Yes.
see
The
this
paradigm shift.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that we are not
crying on Valentine's
Day
into
porque
my
estamos solas
plastic
and
cup
we're,
of wine.
exactly.
You know
So
what?
we need to switch
I
the
like
way
that.
we
I
think
like that.
about
I like that.
about it.
And you know what? When you mentioned your mom, I thought about my dad. My dad, when I turned 14, I was in the 9th grade. He gave me my Valentine's that morning. And I was like so in love with this person in high school, you know, that anyways, long story short. But anyways, it didn't work out. But I always remember that my dad gave me, I still remember, it was a Mickey Mouse watch and a little gold ring with 2 hearts on it. And he gave it to me that morning. And that to me symbolized like this is always going to be my Valentine. It's my
one
mom,
man that will never break our hearts.
who took me to the ER when I had an anxiety attack. 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Who came and wrapped the pipes at my house before the freeze.
Yeah.
The person that I can count on
Always.
is my dad, my parents. As long as you know,
parents.
just like me. Now that I'm a parent, like as long as I'm alive and breathing, I will do what I can
got
to
your back.
support you.
Yes.
I got your back.
Yes.
And my parents, and especially my dad. It's so important. That's why I tell my girls, you know, dad too, great co-parent is like, you are the role model. Who you are right now is the type of partner they will be with.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
So be, you know, communicate and share and be that backbone that like my dad is to me and like his dad was to his sisters.
Right.
You know, and so I always want to tell him, you know, hey, why don't you get him a little James 8? I want to say the name. Get him a little something. Because they're at that age. They're 12 and 13.
Oh,
they're
yes.
right at that age.
They're
They're
at the carnation age.
Yes, that carnation.
That carnation
that
age.
$1.99, 50-cent carnation that I wanted so bad.
Or like when you know you're
when
you were in class and they're like the secret admirer and they walk in the class and then everyone's like on pin and needles because who's gonna get it? And it's like they're just walking past you. So I remember telling my mom about that at 1 year. I think it was in the 6th grade. And I guess it just stuck with her because 7th and 8th, I never wondered again. Like she always brought me balloons, flowers, and teddy bears on Valentine's Day. Yeah, so I mean,
the things that we do,
they were
as
for
moms and parents,
exactly.
the things that our parents did for us. And I just had a new super comadre, Judge Angela D. Rodriguez, who shared about her family and the importance of the village. Like, how do we make sure that we instill that village of, and then within that village, the love and support, but that their happiness comes from them.
From within.
No de unas cosas que alguien que trae, que te traiga, que te dé, pero que buy your own damn flowers. That was my hashtag for a while.
Buy your own flowers.
Buy your own flowers. Take yourself on a date. Take care of you, which is why
I remember. You know what? I remember when you did that and you took yourself on your own date. But no. It was so impactful and so powerful.
Yeah.
It was so powerful because this is such people look up to you, comadre. People look up to you. You're strong, beautiful, hardworking role model for so many women out there. And for you to set that example for other women, that was impactful.
Thank you. I cried at that first time.
But you know what?
But it made me stronger.
Yes.
It made me stronger. It made me break down to rebuild.
Right.
What I want my girls to be and have.
Yes.
You know, because that's the only thing we can do. Yeah. You know, that's all we can do.
Because we've said it time and time again. There is no handbook for being a parent. So we just do what we think, you know, we're winging it.
We are super wingers.
We're winging it.
Super winging it.
Yeah.
Like the eyeliner I put on today.
You know, I have no eye makeup on right now. It was one of those days.
I even put eyelashes on today.
Wow. And I'm usually the one that's flying away.
Yes.
But today it's opposite.
So if I'm not winging
I'm all natural today, guys.
With parenting, I'm winging it with the eye makeup.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we're just winging it in life, period.
Yes, period. Like,
Ay, comadre, so hard.
Ay, comadre, so hard. So we just wanted to bring you into our Ay, comadre, so hard world and let you know that we're going to be having some more of this coming up later. Yes. And so hashtag Ay,
comadre, so hard. So keep an eye out and ear out for Ay, comadre, so hard coming to you guys soon.
Yes. We will be on couches.
We will be on talking about all of those topics that moms and girlfriends and friends just want to talk about, but sometimes may not have no one to talk to about, or you think that you're just the only one dealing with it, chances are you're not.
You're not. You're not.
Chances are you're not.
Chances are you're not. So yeah. So keep an eye out. It's coming soon.
It's coming very soon.
All right.
Yeah.
I love you, girl.
I love you more.
This is my ride or die partner. Well, I have another ride or die. I have a number of ride or dies.
She has a couple, but you know what? That's a good position to be in.
It's okay to have a number of ride or dies because when one dies, you got another one.
we have our tribe.
Well, yeah, you have to have your tribe because when one person in the tribe is down, you know you got to go around that person.
You can
and
uplift one another.
Yeah,
yes.
It takes a village.
It definitely does.
And the number one thing is letting the village people. I'm gonna start saying YMCA. It's letting your village people know that you are needing some.
We need to lay off the Titanic wine.
I probably should have eaten something before this. I had a chip too.
Where are your bird seeds?
I ate them earlier. All right.
Well, we will see you guys soon.
Stay tuned.
Yes. Don't forget to vote.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget to vote. And also, the National Hispanic Professional Organization, we have tomorrow, if you're listening tonight, Tuesday, tomorrow, Wednesday, February the 9th at the Tequilas, Tikilas. Don't look it up like regular tequila.
Yeah, no.
Tequilas. If you're in Houston and you want to come out and network safely, we do have an outdoor networking event at Tequilas from 6 to 9. We're welcoming the rodeo. I do the media for NHPO. She gonna be there with her boots on. I'll be there stomping around with my boots on. Bring your business cards. Bring your boots. I'm also inviting candidates. If you want to come out, if you're seeking re-election, this is your first time running, come out to Tequilas tomorrow. We have a lot of stuff happening tomorrow. We have Judge Lina Hidalgo who's having her event. We have, I think tonight, Janelle Robles.
Janelle.
And then, so if you're out there running for office, run over to Tequilas tomorrow. Bring your push cards. Talk about who you are, what you're running for, why you're running, why you're seeking re-election. And we'd love to have you at the NHPO networking, the first one of the year. And there's no charge to come in. It's open because our goal and our vision kind of changed a little bit. And it's all about you coming and connecting, elevating your business, elevating your service, your product. You're running for something, elevate yourself there. Mm-hmm. You never know who might be out there that you need to connect with or they need to connect with you.
Definitely.
So put on those boots. We're welcoming the rodeo tomorrow.
Let's cheers tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Cheers.
See you there. Guys tomorrow. Bye.
All right. Super Comadre Liliana, ¿dónde estás para cerrar este show?
Aquí ando.
Hi, Liliana.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Learning from you. Bueno, thank you so much to all our sponsors, and thank you for watching La Super Comadre Claudia Macias. And remember, the show repeats every day, 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. RadioCrystalUSA.com, a clear station for you. Nos vemos.
Adiós.
10, 9, 8, 7,